So this is the morning, one of my favorite tools in my hands for the garden. Actually, there's nothing better than this. You'll see it cuts like butter. This is a big dark bush, and it's being gloomy this morning. Not really, but I love it. I grew it, but I'm ready for some more of a airy, fresh day happening today. I like to do my physical activity before my brain is fully awoken. Some people do coffee and a newspaper, but I like to move around like this. This is actually 2 Jamaican Croton plants that have become the size of trees. I remember these plants, they were like house plants in pots. It's so funny to see them so big. I'm going to go in for the kill. In here, behind here, fighting for sun, is an orange tree, actually. And food always takes priority. We have to cultivate the land of our environment to how it best suits us. Sometimes we must cut back to keep the diversity of others. Some are stronger and faster growing, and some are more, indicative and accustomed to the surroundings. But we must cut the strong to make way for the weaker and more unique and sometimes more delicious. We are actually seeing this as a global question that we're currently faced with today. I really like Kyle. He's also a rock. Kyle had Sam Harris on his show recently. And I like Sam. Sam has some good things to think about, to say. And he had some broad notions that I think that are important to think about. So, number one, he says, to be cautious of the way journalism and reporting is being conducted and promoted in all forms of media. And number two, which is kind of like a bigger topic, like for this internet connection of spreading instant global viral messages and the obvious, capitalist global corporations that have a chokehold on the governments and of all the citizens. Knowing the war that is happening and the injustice that seems to deepen, and seeing media promotion of separation and unrest, and watching all the social movements trying hard to define righteous and correct behavior and language. Observing the outrage of people when their religion is unimportant to any policy, and celebrating the abundance of human life, with more educated people having less children and less educated people having more children, and the management of life's resources pawned away, sold, and destroyed for, lawmakers to get rich. Where is our morality? This is kind of the big question. It's kind of the biggest question of today, and all questions lead back to it. No, morality is not from religion, and it never was. There is real consensus about very important issues, real earthly issues that will rear its prominent head at any time. Sam poses, something interesting. If a man kills 5 children over the head with a shovel, he's a monster, but if he goes to war and drops bombs that kill thousands of people, including small children, he's a hero. This is a sick indoctrination and a distorted view of morality. The question that we can pose, and what others have questioned, including people like Peter Joseph, is what really are you willing to do or to give up? What are you willing to do to make this planet a better place? What would you give up to make things more like fair, safe, smart, and efficient? I have skills, gumption, ability, motivation, know-how, and all the ingredients, but I haven't the money to buy the tools necessary to go beyond what's already been done with those tools. And I know people, lots of people that have tools unused, neglected, taken for granted, misused, and possibly will end up in the garbage for some lame reason like, I needed the space, or I don't have time to deal with it. You know what? Thunderfoot makes great videos. Credit where credit is due. All the fans who bask in the popularity and calling him out on an opinion that they interpreted correctly, it's transparent, really. When you spend your time physically and personally attacking somebody for their opinion, well, your interpretation of their opinion, you are immediately out of line in my books. You gotta love free speech even when it doesn't love you. And you know what? About this love video that just got referred to me is Gary's response. I don't sub Gary, but I do sub to the love video. And I had an issue with the love video, a small issue, and Gary pointed out the same thing. I think it was interesting. But his attacking the love video was strange. How can you attack love? He negates to talk about the real love for, things like objects. I have love for objects. And animals, and the sky, and plants, and the feeling of a deep breath and a wonderful book. He fails to absorb what love really is. He's set on the function of this formula and not the beauty within it. And without seeing the beauty, you don't see the love. It's not about copulating or sex all the time, the way he kind of refers to it. You can have sex without love, and you can have love with no sex. We went through many years of believing that, God's provided us with childbirth, and we did not associate the act of sex with the birth of a child necessarily. Our brains have evolved since then, and sex is what allows us to continue, but love is what inspires us to do so. He completely misses the point of love. So what? It's a broad topic. So is pain, and Gary talks generally endlessly about that. Look, there it is, my sweet water of earth. A single orange. Good. Now I'll provide a way for more to grow. See you soon, amigos.